Well, good morning, Armina. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. Well, thanks for being a guest on the Real American Dream podcast, where I still believe the American dream is live and well. And that's particularly because of the inspirational stories that I hear from people like you. So maybe, Armina, you can just start with your full name, your date of birth, and your country of origin.
Okay. My name is Armina-The, and I'm born July 5th, 1973. And originally, I'm coming from Bosnia.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. So I've never, so I've inter, I've had many on the podcast, but nobody from Bosnia. So you're
Oh,
my
thank you.
first,
It's my pleasure.
you're my first Bosnian. So that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So maybe just start. I mean, I'd love to learn more about Bosnia, specifically what it was like for you growing up. Because I think what Americans know of Bosnia, at least what I do, is obviously the war in the early 90s, right? I mean, that's kind of how
Yes.
I think of Bosnia. But I'd love to learn more about the country, what it was like growing up there for you, and maybe we can start there.
Well, I was born in a city next to my original city called Prijedor. And so I grew up with, I had three siblings. I have brother and sister. They are twins. And now they are in their 40s. And I have another sister. She is in her she's 43 right now. So I don't know. Growing up, I had really we didn't have a lot, but we are so happy. And I know that our father provide everything for us. We had our farm. That's how we grew up. We have all our vegetables, cows, chickens, and everything,
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. Um, I know how much I remember. It was nice living there. I mean, I don't know, like, and I was 17 when war started, so I kind of lose a lot of good memories what happened before. But I can tell you much that I really have a good life and grow up
Yeah.
down there. So, and I know that the war just kind of break everything, and so it was kind of like tough after that. But um, we growing over there, it was just like normal people, like our father was working. He was working. It's like a main. I think it's the main. When people going down in those.
Oh, like like he was a like a minor.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
they will just. Sorry, like you have to help
Okay.
me with some words.
Sure. No, that's okay.
So, and he provide for us. Like I say, we have a normal life. We went to school. I mean, it's just a normal, typical life, like
Yeah.
we had our chores, what we have to do. And, like, I know that growing up, I was really happy person, and I'm still happy person. But it's not like, I don't know, like, sorry.
That's okay. So, no, that's interesting. So, obviously, the war started when you were 17, and it sounds like growing up in Bosnia was you had a great experience.
Yeah,
Siblings,
yes.
mother,
No, that's why I
father,
say
and
we didn't have a lot, but what we ever have, it was just like, it's amazing, like our parents provide for us, like we have normal life, going to school, having our holidays and everything, whatever they give it to us,
Mhm.
it was there. And like we learned how to share. We didn't have a lot,
Yeah,
but a chocolate is always going on 4 ways.
yeah. So hey, so no, that's awesome. By the way, so what do you like leading out to like? Because you said the war started when you were 17. Like, like I'm just curious, like what were the events you remember leading up to the war, meaning like help us understand that a little bit. And the reason I ask is I actually had a wonderful lady on who was Serbian, and she grew up in that same conflict. And she had her whole perspective, and it was interesting. So I'm just curious. I mean, like leading up to it, what do you remember from what led up to the conflict, and maybe you can help us understand that a little bit.
Well, like my father was a communist whole his life, so I really didn't know that we have a three different religion growing up. For us, it's just like, for me, even right now here, I don't care who you are, how you look, what color skin. If you're human, you're human. So that's how I was raised. So right before that, like me being in my 17, like looking for a boyfriend and go around check, sneaking from the house, I didn't pay attention for that because, like it was never talked in the house that about, like religions and everything. So and when they start talking about, like, oh, we have different religion, and like, to be honest with you, my father best friend is Serbian.
Okay.
So, and like, and I even didn't know that, like that he would, I don't know, we never talk about it, like that we have a Christian, Orthodox, and a Muslim. It was just like, I don't know, me growing up, it was not a topic, never in my house. We always respect everybody. That's how I was, like that's how they teach me. Like you have to always say something to your elderly, but deep inside, what you have to say to somebody, like by the look. I guess, I don't know, I guess they just teach us that.
Yeah. So what, as you remember, I'm just curious, what were the Bosnian people trying to achieve through the war? Like, what was the purpose?
Nothing.
Okay, interesting.
Because in my perspective, like I'm 49 now, and I got here when I was 24. I was 17 when war started. I can tell you that just innocent people died for a piece of land. And like, I do believe that, like, I don't know, should I say the government, but I think, like they just, like, oh, this is like, I think like right now, war in Ukraine, why?
Yeah.
I'm reliving my life when war started in Russia and Ukraine. I'm reliving those. I see those people. I see myself there. I see so many neighbors. I see why they have to destroy those houses, hospitals, and everything. What for?
Yeah, it's
And
interesting.
I don't think we have an answer for that.
Yeah. So in
Because
general,
they
though,
just, why they have to, if they want something, why kill innocent people? What they do to them? Why they do to anybody? We didn't do anything. They took us from our houses. They put us in the places, like, and they just give us like walking around with the guns, and you just scared. Why? And 30
Yeah.
years later, like I can see you on the street, and what I'm going to do. And I remember those minutes when you have a gun in front of my head, and I see you 30 years later, and what I'm going to tell you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see the purpose, because they don't have it. I just feel bad about those people, how many we lost, how many kids lost their parents, or one parent, or father and mother. It's just why, what for?
Sure. So as I understand it too, because I want to learn about your experience in the war, during the war, but as I understand it, Armina, wasn't Yugoslavia was a country, and then within
Yes.
Yugoslavia there were certain factions trying to gain their independence, right?
Yes.
And that was basically the premise for the war. So
Yes.
I remember talking to the lady from Serbia. Well, the conflict was the Serbians against the Croatians, right? Which is now Croatia. I believe that's accurate. I'm just curious for Bosnia, which was also part of Yugoslavia. Who were you in conflict with? Like what people?
We are in conflict with Serbian.
Okay, with the Serbians as well. Okay,
Correct.
interesting. Okay, and everybody what was just fighting for their own land?
It started like a Muslim and Serbian, and after that, like it was a conflict between Serbian and Croatian too.
Oh, and then when you say religion, so you said Muslim Serbians, and then
Yes.
what religion at that point were the Bosnians practicing in general?
Uh, like in a Bosnian, you have three different religion living there. So, like everybody do, like their thing. Like I was born Muslim, and my family didn't practice because my father was communist. I was born like that, and I am who I am. I am Muslim.
Yeah. Okay, very nice. And then it's interesting. So you say your father was communist, and what does he recollect about communism? I mean, was that because I've also heard, I've been to Eastern Europe with my wife and family, and like there's a lot of some of the older generation, and I'm not sure if your father felt this way, but it was interesting to me because generally in America we don't see communism the same way, but a lot of them felt like when communism was the position of the government, like things were in order and orderly. I'm just curious, what would your father say
Well,
about?
I really don't know about a lot about that, but I just know growing up that we have a really great life.
Okay, all right.
So,
So 17, the war happens, right? Or you're 17, the war happens. So how did that change your life, and what did you do? And because I know you said you came to the States at
so
54. Yeah.
it changed overnight. I can tell you that I grew up. I was scared. In some point, I was lost, and I don't know because like when you look in the people's faces, especially older one, like they're just like blank, lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I know I was in my uncle's house, and my family is there, stay in the house, but I end up somehow, I really even don't remember how, in my uncle's house, and they just started grenade all over the places, like, and my uncle has a basement, so I know we went to the basement, but it was just like a dream, like it was just what, like sometimes you watch the movie and you say, like those, but you still don't realize that in real life, they really, the grenade is all over the place, like, and
Yeah.
whole night, first night, it was just a whole night. So we didn't sleep, we didn't get out. It was a horrible feeling, like, and everybody's talking, why, like try kids crying. And I was separated from my parents. So it was just the first night when that happened, it was like, because nobody didn't want to believe this is going to happen.
Yeah. Interesting. So that was the first night. Wow. So you're just in your uncle's house. All of a sudden,
Yep.
grenades are dropping. Everybody's confused. Why is this happening? And you go to the basement. That was day one.
It was just like, why is this happening? Why are they doing this? Like it's always the question, it's why.
Yeah. I bet.
But and I know the second day, they told us they coming, like they walking, and if they find anybody in the houses, they killing everybody. It's just a rumor. So um
Wow.
so we get up on a tractor. My uncle has a tractor, so everybody will get on that, and we have a really big memorial. It calls Kozara.
Hmm.
It's just like forest and everything. So they told us we should go over there and try to pass and go to Croatia.
Okay.
So we are there halfway, and I think that was just like for them. So they start shooting in a forest.
Wow. Who's shooting?
Yeah, it was just there. I lost my aunt, and her three sisters, and I lost my first cousin. My another aunt was pregnant, but she's still alive.
Oh my gosh. So you were just on the tractor heading towards Croatia and you took on enemy fire. And
Yeah, and it's just, and after that they told us they just like trick us or something. That's how people are talking. But now when I'm thinking about it, and it's true, like somebody say, oh my God, they're coming. So maybe it's, I don't know. But so we try leave the house, and they say maybe we should go over there and pass to Croatia, like it was a long trip, but like just save your head. But when we went to the forest, they just turned around. I don't know what happened, but they are just, this is just how many, but it's a lot. I lost a lot of neighbors, people I know in that, because you don't have anywhere to hide.
wow. So you felt like that was a setup. You felt you were set up, meaning,
That's yeah.
wow. So you're basically on a tractor with family taking
Yeah,
fire.
and we finally we get to somebody's house, and like, but also like we know that somebody's there, but they don't want to open the door because they're scared. So finally they open the door, and we went to their basement, and that's how we there. We are there 24 hours,
Wow.
and when everything is calmed down, we came back to my uncle's house, and I went to home. It was kind of calm, so my uncle take me to my parents' house,
Hmm.
and I forgot to tell you, we just cook when it's night.
You only eat at night and cook at night to
No,
stay on the radar.
we cook whatever we have during the night.
Just so nobody, you basically to stay under the radar.
Yes, so
Wow.
whatever we have to do, we do during the night.
And these were, and at the time, these were Serbian forces, right? I mean, that's who the
Yes.
conflict was with. Interesting. So that was, so you're like, you're what? You're 17 years old, right? I mean, how long did kind of this go on for? It sounds like you're in a bit of kind of just jumping around. It sounds like trying to stay alive, quite frankly. How long was that going on for?
It was 3 months.
So for 3 months, you're just, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Makes you really, I think I've said this on other podcasts. It's like, I was very fortunate to grow up in this country because I've never had to experience any type of conflict like that. And
That's why that's why sometimes I get really upset or mad when people saying stuff or whatever, like when COVID hit, a lot of people I know, like they say, oh my God, like we can do anything, we can do this. So, and I was really frustrated because We have everything here. So I make a call. I put on a Facebook, I say, guys, can you imagine your life, living your life without electricity, food, phone, and anything, and you cannot go out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine that? And we hear what? Put a mask, put a double mask, and you can go. You can go buy the stuff. We didn't have anything.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Yeah.
anything. In one point, when I didn't take a shower for 11 days.
Yeah.
Same clothes, everything.
Oh gosh. Going into enemy territory and taking fire and seeing family members die. That's probably enough, right? So wow, it makes me feel very fortunate and grateful that I haven't had to experience that. And a lot of that's because,
That's why, and I have 2 kids. They are adults now. My son, he's 28, and my daughter, she's 26. But I am too overprotecting, how you call
yeah,
that.
overprotective. Yeah. So
Yeah, because, I told my son always say, Mom, I'm okay. I said, I know, but, you just have to understand this is just me being in what I was, what I experienced in my life. I just want to
mhm.
make sure that,
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. If you think of what you went through, there's probably some trauma there, right? And you want to make sure you're protecting your children. So that was 3 months, Armina. Like, talk to
yeah.
me about after those initial 3 months, what happened?
So do you want me to start when I went to home, or you just want me to skip that part?
No, I'm just curious, right? You went 3 months. It looks like you were
Yeah,
kind of jumping around.
I went to back home.
Mm-hmm.
I was, I was with my parents. They my father, he's not going to go in their hands. He's just rather die somewhere than go in their hands. So he went to hiding, and they pick us, and they put us in one spot. Everybody's going over there. So because we don't have a choice anymore, we have to, we have to, you cannot run, because if you're running, so everybody say, hey, it's better if we just go. And that's like a how you call that, I'm sorry,
It's okay. So
like a
you all,
camp,
yeah.
concentrating camp.
Wow. Okay.
So, and so we just, my father left my mom with 4 of us. So, and they put us in a bus, and I know the place where they taking us, but what they did, they drove us to one small village, and the people is everywhere. You can turn around, and it's people lay down dead, and they took us all around. So they just make sure that we are scared, that we don't know where we're going.
So so basically, your father said, I'm gonna resist, I'm leaving. And your mother and your siblings said, well, we're gonna go to this camp. We're not gonna fight anymore. We're gonna allow the Serbian forces to take us and put us in a camp, essentially. So wow. So you show up to this camp and there's bodies laying everywhere. Wow. And
That was the when they took us to that place, we know where we're going, like it was old school.
yeah.
I mean, it's a school, so I know where we're going, but they just took us, like they killed a lot of people, and I'm really sorry and mad, because so I have to say this, but it's true, like a lot of innocent people died during this war, and like for why we even don't know, but they are not there anymore. Like they took him. I don't know why they did this what they did, why
Sure.
they killed those old people and innocent people. And, and like I say, it's still gonna be why, but I just don't understand why. And I wish that I have that answer or something that, like I can figure out, but um, I'm not that kind of person that I want to talk bad about it, but this is what happened and this is true.
Sure, I get it. So what was it like in the camp?
So it was really, really horrible. We are in an open field, and you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to happen. That's when they took my uncle and my first cousin, because my uncle was a rich man. I
Yeah.
mean, he's a little bit rich, so,
Sure.
and they know that he had the money and everything. So they took him and his son, and that's it. We never know anything about it.
Have you ever
They are,
seen him? So you've never seen or heard from him since?
nope. And
Wow.
my cousin, my cousin, we are literally like a twins. We are just 6 days apart.
Yeah.
So, but
Wow.
we
So
never,
how long were you in the camp?
huh?
How long were you in the camp?
15 days.
Huh? And then what happened? I mean, how did you get out
And
of it?
after
Or
that, they told us that we can go like they let us to go in the houses, because it's it's just like a village. So my aunt, she had a house, and we can go over there. And we went to that house, and somehow, no, we went to in another house, I'm sorry. So we are
Sure.
over there, and we heard that my father, he was killed.
Mhm.
So, and 7 days later, here he comes.
Oh, really? So he wasn't. He was alive. How did that feel?
So,
That was
but
pretty.
like
Yeah.
the rumors, how that people
Sure.
say, they say, oh my God, like we see, like your husband over there, and like on the street, they kill him. I don't know. So, but he came in that house, and the guy, the owner of that house, and he told him, I'm sorry, but you cannot stay here, because if they find any means, they will kill us. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
So, and he said, can I just to take a shower, and I will go. And that would happen. So he just changed the clothes, take a shower, because they will come in the houses and look for a men's, younger men, so they can put them in the prisons.
Yeah. Well, they certainly don't want the men to resist the Serbian
Yes.
forces, right? So
Yes.
the women and children maybe a little different, but the men, that I understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
so how long did that last? I mean, so you were in a camp. Looks like you found some housing. How long were you in this? And it sounds like you were, yeah, decent amount of your family was with you. How
Yeah.
long?
I mean, we don't, like everybody's everywhere. Like closest family is just my mom and my
Mhm.
siblings, so my dad show up, and, like we have a neighbors, some people we know, some people we don't, but everybody in that point, they just try and be like, help each other and move on.
Sure. Now, Armina,
So, like our days are okay. Nights are, like I know they're always sitting outside, and, like you just hear them talking, because they are so worried what they're gonna do, like, and especially, like it's a lot of rape going on. So I remember my mom saying, like, I don't know if they come here, what I'm gonna do, like it was just, but at that point, I was like, it's gonna be okay, like I was
yeah,
numb, like I even didn't know what the fuck rape means. Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay. You're okay. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
You're all right. You're okay.
To be honest with you, I didn't even, like, what's the rape? Like I didn't know, like it was not in, yeah, I don't know, I never think about it, like we didn't have, like those things like now here, like it's a lot of media and a lot of rape, and I don't know, so I don't know what's going on. So I was like, and I remember one morning I said, Mom, why are you so worried about me? And she said, well, like I was 17, and like I'm really like looks like a woman, so they just looking for that, like, and I was lucky that didn't happen to me, because I know a lot of my friends, they went through that rape.
Wow. So, and that was happening pretty frequently.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And these were
Oh,
soldiers committing these acts, huh? So when we talked, Armina, I could have sworn you said you actually picked up arms and you soldiered for your country now.
say again.
That I think you told me, I could be wrong, sorry, but I thought you told me you were actually a soldier at one point. That
Yes,
so when did that happen?
that happened when I went to the Croatia. Uh, I moved from Bosnia to Croatia. I was on my way to Germany to kind of get to I still have my uncle in Germany. And, like I was trying to get to the Germany, but I end up in Croatia in a camp. And I met some people and they say, oh, they're going to go in a war. So I say, I'm going to go with you guys.
Yeah.
And
So
I
you
did.
so you picked up a weapon and actually went and fought. Unbelievable. And how long did that last, Armenia? How long were you like?
9.5 months.
So wow. So you picked up arms and went to fight for the cause for 9.5 months. How old were you?
Yep.
Like 19, 20,
I
18?
was I was 18 actually.
And where was your family?
I
You were
was
on your own?
Yeah.
Huh. How was that?
Um it was not we, like it's a lot of people, different ages, like different, and we always talk, and like it's still in our head, why
Yeah.
why are we doing this? But one guy, and he's killed, and he told me we have to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
And like, and that's why he said, that's why we, like, that's why we're doing this. And he said, probably they even don't, the people on another side, they even don't know what they're doing, but they have to do, because like same thing like we're doing here. We are just choosing to kill each other or be mad at each other and everything, like, and I think that's the true, like,
So
that's why, like,
yeah.
I think that the hate here, like, I don't know how this is gonna sound between black people and white. It's just the media. They just making those people hate each other.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
yeah, it's interesting. It's like I think to the conflict that you went through and everybody going, well, why is this happening? Right. And
yeah,
I'm sure both sides were like, why is this happening? And it's probably bigger, right? There's leadership that drives this. There's people or figureheads that message things and people just follow, and
but I still don't understand how me and you, we can grow up and suddenly you just don't recognize me.
yeah,
How, like, that's what I want somebody to answer that.
yeah.
how like whole our life we play, we be done whatever, and suddenly you never see me.
The
We went
same
to school
way.
together, we are
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
How somebody can, I wish somebody can give me answer for that.
yeah. So I'm curious, like, it sounds like, when you look at America today, there's a lot of division and hate. Does that bring back memories of
Oh
how it
yeah, all the
was?
time, all the
Really?
time,
Of
all the
like how,
time.
yeah,
And like I told you, I'm reliving everything, like I'm always thankful to your mom. I'm gonna mention her. She is the most amazing woman I ever met in my life. And if it's not for her, probably who knows, because
yeah,
she was listening, and she, like I know you probably know I'm seeing therapists right now, but if it's not for her, who knows what, because I was really in dark spot, because everything triggered me, everything, like it was just so bad.
yeah. Well, look, you had a
Every
very,
single thing, every single thing. I'm watching TV, somebody kills somebody, I say, oh my God, why? And it was just so bad.
mhm. So maybe Armina, um, let's transition, right? I mean, so let's get past the war, in terms of a timeline. Eventually you made the decision that you wanted to come to the United States, right? I'm just curious, what was your perception of the United States while in Bosnia? Like, what did you think of America, and what did you hear, and what did you see
Beverly
on TV?
Hills.
Yeah. What did you say?
I say Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills? Okay. What else did you hear? What did
Watch
your
the movies. It's always like those
yeah,
high things, like that's why I was always in my head is, oh my God, like
yeah.
Beverly Hills, to be honest with you.
No, and look, I hear similar stuff all the time. I think a lot of people that came to the United States, and specifically on the podcast, when I ask that question, they always refer back to movies and cinema and Hollywood.
Yep.
Um, so no, that's a very common answer when I ask that question. What else? I mean, did your parents at growing up talk about America? And
Nope.
okay, so
No,
what was
really, like we are really, to be honest with you, I even didn't imagine I'm gonna end up here, but
yeah,
I'm glad I did.
sure. So you were
But I'm
24 years old, right?
Yes.
When you
So
left.
I went to Germany. I met my husband during a war. We broke up. I went to Germany. I was pregnant and I had my son, and I came back to Bosnia to him. We kind of made up,
Hmm.
and his side of the family, they they are scheduled to come here to United States, to Jacksonville. So that's how we
Okay.
end up here.
Okay. So at the time, America was taking on refugees, I'm assuming, from the
Yes.
war. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
then you all arrive in Jacksonville. What do you remember when you first got to what do you remember when you first got to Jacksonville about the city, the country? What are some of your earliest memories?
Oh, first of all, I never met my husband's side of the family.
Sure.
So, and I know we end up in Detroit. Our flight is gone, but and we went to the hotel, and my son, he said, Mom, is this our house? It's so beautiful. I said, no, no, baby, no, that's not our house. So I don't know. It was just like, I know it was a May 6th, 1997.
Hmm.
It's still like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he was 3 and Melissa, she was 5 months, and just, I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. I remember it was hot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I know it was hot, and
So what'd you do? Like, Armina, what'd you do? I mean, you had two young kids. You get to Jacksonville. Did you find a job immediately, or I mean, where
so
did you go?
Lutheran Social Service, they bought us tickets, plane tickets, and we had a 1 year to pay them back. So
Okay.
we live I think we lived 2 months with my mother-in-law and brother-in-law, and we found apartment. And my husband started working, and
You're there.
hold on just a minute.
Sure.
Sorry,
That's okay.
it's a work.
That's all right.
So, and I don't know, it was just, I remember it was just hot, hot, hot,
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah. So did you at the time, did you feel kind of fortunate that you were in the United States?
I was lost.
Yeah. Okay.
I was mad,
Okay.
uh, because what I was thinking, it's too far away, like it's too far away.
Mm-hmm. And
So
far
it
away
was too,
from,
it's too far away. And I said, what's going to happen when, like, and I don't have anybody. Oh my God, what I'm going to do?
mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know anybody. I just know my husband and the kids. I didn't, like what
Yeah.
I'm going to do or whatever happens. So, wow, what I'm going to do. So, I mean, I can, like they are so nice to me, like everybody, but still, what I'm doing, like when we moved in our apartment, it was kind of a little bit different because, like I can try kind of start living my life, like doing stuff. So after that, I started looking for a job, and I found a job. It was like some with sewing, like, but I was just cleaning those pieces of from the clothes, and I finished my basket, and the lady, she says she did it, and I just got mad.
So, Armina, maybe if we can, just because of time, like, where are
Okay.
you? Where are you now, and what are you doing now for work? And how's the family? And I'd love to see what
So
that.
I work in a company name, it's KLS Martin. We do surgical, like instrument implants. We have a 3D printers. We doing more reconstruction from neck to up. We
Mhm.
have for heart, we have for open heart surgeries, sternal talons. We do we do a lot of different stuff, but it's from neck to,
Sure.
yeah. So, and I'm working in a materials handling supervisor over here. I'm here 18 years. I love my job. I still love it. I'm going strong. They are really, really, really nice company to work for it. They are really
Yeah.
nice people. Um, what really I'm amazed because we have a lot of different cultures, and they are for that. So it's just really, really nice company. So
And you're married still, and your kids are
yeah,
healthy.
I'm still married to my boyfriend.
Oh,
I
okay.
call him
Sorry.
boyfriend slash husband.
Okay. Okay. And your kids are doing well.
Yeah, actually my son, he also work here. He's also sales support supervisor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good.
And my daughter, she is CNA. My husband work in Millennium Metal. They do the roofing. He's a
Mm-hmm.
he's a manager over there. So
I tell you, Armina, it's a long way from carrying a rifle for, in the middle of a war, isn't it? Look where you are now. It's
And I think
interesting. Go
I
ahead.
think this what happened to me in my early age um, make me appreciate everything what I have,
Sure, I bet. I mean,
and make me better person, and make me like give give better perspective for my kids to do better in their life. Like my son he had a fiance and she's American, and she told me that she never met anybody that have so much love in a like, so she can share, and like her life if it's not good. So she
Mhm.
say, I'm just so thankful and fortunate that you can be my best friend, my mother-in-law, and everything. It's just like coming from her means a lot. So,
Yeah.
and she say, what you go through and everything, so you are just most amazing.
Yeah. So look, I mean, your story is, it's sad in some respects. It's makes me feel grateful. It reinforces to me, why people come to this country. And then it also reinforces,
For
like,
better life.
yeah. Well, it also reinforces, like, how friendly we are as a country, and accepting people to come here and to help make the country better. So,
Yes.
and a lot of times this is kind of one of my last couple questions for you, Armina, but the whole purpose of the podcast is to share a message that this country is great, and this country is
Oh
well,
yeah, definitely.
and this country takes in refugees that are, fleeing a war, or takes in those seeking to access higher education or freedoms that they've never had. But still, in our country today, you've got a lot of people saying that, well, the dream is dead, and a lot of people saying this isn't the same America, you can't make it here. And, like, what would be your response to those saying those things?
I can tell you this. I came here May 6, 1997 I came here with the two kids and my husband. I did not know any single word of the English. Only I know thank you in another word. I'm going to not repeat it. And I know the meaning. But I fight for this. And now I can tell everybody, you can have your dream because I have mine.
Yeah. Well, I
Because,
tell you,
like, if you set up your mind, don't get me wrong, it's hard. I worked 5 years for free to put my kids in the daycare. And a lot of my friends, they're making fun of me. But I know if they go in the daycare, they will learn English, and I will be okay with that because I was not able to give them that.
yeah.
So I I think you just have to set up your mind what you have to do and how you're going to do it, and it can be done. Don't get me wrong, I had so many times I fell down, and like, oh my god, but you just have to get up and
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to hear your story. It's inspirational. I mean, again, look, most Americans haven't had to go through what you went through, and then to come here and take advantage of your opportunity that this country gives, and the freedoms this
Oh
country gives.
yeah.
I mean, it's really an inspirational story.
I just have, like, I can tell you my dream, it comes true. I have two beautiful kids. I give them life. I'm married to my husband. He's my best friend. We are been together 26, 7 years.
Hmm.
He's the most amazing person. And I have a job. I have good support. I have everything. So you just have to find yourself. I mean, to be honest with you, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I just don't. I say I'm not gonna do it. I can. But yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Well, Armina, I admire your courage.
Thanks.
I admire your strength. What you've been through is horrific. But I'm really glad to see that you're doing well, and I'm really glad to see that your family's doing well. I'm really glad to see that you appreciate what this country has given to you since you've arrived.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, so, so I would say this. I appreciate you coming on, Armina. It was
Thanks.
fantastic meeting you. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for
I'm sure-
having me.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't easy, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Armina.